Okay guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I want to share my experience on my fitting day with ping. I will be trying basically the 500i ping iron and fit it to 4 different shafts, and I will show you which shaft worked for me the best. So stay tuned. Okay, so first with Ping, they took my measurements, and I was actually already, they determined that I needed to have a one upright fitting on the club. So all the shots that I took with all the shafts were already with the club being one upright. And I tell you what, this right here definitely helped me, and I know for a fact that it works for my swing. All the shots that I tend to lose it to the right, they were just limited, not that far right, but I would say about like 15 yards, a little less, not to the stream. So that definitely helped. So with that being said, I first started with a regular recoil shaft, not a stiff shaft, but it's called the F3 shaft. And this one right here, it felt really nice. I have to say honestly, I tried recoil shafts before, and not to say, nonetheless, this was no difference. It felt fantastic. The only thing that I could say about this regular shaft is that I felt like the shots were launching a little high for me. So that was the only downside to it. But as far as the feel and the way it felt on how I released the ball, it felt really good. With this shaft, the dispersion was pretty good, as you can see here. It wasn't bad. If I look at the numbers, unfortunately they're in meters, but on average was about 150 155 yards. So that's my standard carry distance. Club speed was in line with what I normally do. The only concerning number here was the launch angle. What the shaft was a little light, in my opinion, the regular, and so I was launching the ball a little high for my taste. Okay, so with the Recoil F4 shaft, the shots were, I would say about the same as the previous shaft, regular, but maybe they just felt a little, the launch was a little lower, slightly lower, but nevertheless it felt really good. So I had some good distance, and I felt maybe that I could give it a little more power. Once again, with this recoil shafts, I'm telling you, it feels amazing. And fitted on the iron, I think what made the difference here was the shaft and the iron that was set at one up. So that definitely made a huge difference. So with this shaft, I felt that everything was really nice. It felt really good. All the shots were fantastic. My misses to the right were limited. My hooks to the left were also limited, and I felt like even if I was a little, I started to feel a little fatigue, I can still get a good shot. Okay, so this was the results for the stiff recoil shaft. I don't know why they only showed 3 numbers, but there was more shots than this. You can clearly see the distance was more, and if I look at the yeah, exactly here, unfortunately I only recorded 3 shots, but there were more than that. And again, it's in meters, so this one was a little more distance, up to 160 in yards, and but the club speed was settled basically 79 80, and the launch angle was just slightly lower than the other one. So I kind of like that. So this right here, in my opinion, will be the shaft for me. Now I can also work with my swing and try to maybe lower the launch angle, and by doing that I will probably get more distance. So but that's something that I could do with my swing. But as far as the shaft, this shaft felt fantastic. Okay, so here's a comparison of the two. The orange ones is the stiffest shaft, and the blue one is the regular shaft. So the dispersion is a little tighter. Again, unfortunately, I didn't record all my shots. I don't know why, but it was more along these lines right here. So you can clearly see that the stiffer shaft was better for me. Okay, so just to make sure, they let me try this pink graphite shaft, which is it was similar to the stiff shaft that I just tried, and I tell you what, immediately I felt the difference. So even if it was a graphite shaft, and it was supposed to be similar to the one that I just hit, the F4 Recoil. For me, it felt too light, and it felt like it was launching really high. And I have to be honest, this was it felt more like a graphite shaft. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I did not like it, unfortunately. And the numbers showed that it wasn't the best, I guess. But about as far as the feel, I have to be honest with this shaft. I did not feel there was no good feeling on it. So it was more of a feel of a traditional graphite, whereas the recoil felt for me more like a more like a steel shaft. Okay, so another shaft they gave me to try was a steel shaft, lightweight. It was actually 95 grams. I think it didn't have anything lighter, but just to make a comparison. But unfortunately, this shaft right here was basically the same shaft. It felt like the same shaft that I have right now. So although it felt pretty good, I mean, I can the feel with the ball, it was a good feeling. But after the fourth shot, I started to feel fatigue, and I felt like you have to put more into the shot compared to the recoil shaft. With the recoil shaft, guys, I don't know how to explain this, but it feels like you can just I don't know, or you can just hit the ball. You can just hit a golf shot without even warming up. That's how I feel with the recoil shaft. So although the steel shaft was okay for me, the as I get more tired, I think I tended to mess up a little more. I needed to be a little more focused on the shots. Okay, so here's the dispersion for the steel shaft. The dispersion wasn't bad at all, but look at the distance. It's just it's in meters, obviously, but that's about like 145 rather than 150, 155. So it was significantly lower, the distance. And although the swing speed was about the same with the stiff shaft compared to the recoil graphite shaft, the distance was significantly lower, as you can see here. So definitely, I think I can get it a little higher even with this if I increase my swing speed, but there's no comparison. I mean, if I swing the same, I'm gonna gain about 6-7 yards more with the recoil shaft. Now, just to compare it, I'll make a comparison. Here's a clear comparison on the recoil shaft right here, and this is the steel shaft. And then if I compare with the last round that I had, the last few sessions with the recoil shaft as well, is the blue dots right here. So you can see there that is significantly higher with the recoil shaft. So quite interesting. Okay, so I went back to the F4 shaft, the recoil shaft, stiff shaft, just to make sure that everything was still feeling good. And it was. I felt again the easiness in the shots. Felt really easy, really smooth. And so for me, I was fitted for this shaft with the club being one upright vertical. So finally, guys, I think this is the right more than the club, I would say, because I'm not sure about the ping if it was the actual iron that was good. I'm sure it was good, the ping, but I think for me was the upright position, one up, and the shaft. So definitely these are the clubs for me, and this is the shaft for me. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have any other alternatives, but when compared to the pink graphite, there was no comparison. The recoil was 100% better. So okay, guys, so that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's very important to focus more on the shaft and on the settings as far as being upright or flat, rather than focusing so much on the actual irons, in my opinion. Because for me, that's what made the difference. The setting being one upright and the shaft. So the shaft, it affects my swing 80%, I would say. So anyways, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Until next time.